everyone, it's Libby from maighstirtarot. I'd like to acknowledge the Worimi First Nations people, the traditional custodians of the land on which these videos are made, and welcome to you, your guides, my guides in the universal energies. Right, oh boy, where do I start? Okay, I'm using the Runic Tarot. If you like the deck and want to know what it is, just backtrack the video and pause it. What I want to have a look at in this particular reading and entertainment only is the SCrOTUS ruling that has come down. Basically said ICE can detain without reasonable suspicion. So Kavanaugh has come out and publicly said ethnicity cannot furnish reasonable suspicion, but can be a relevant factor. So ergo, colour of your skin, an accent, the food that you cook, a flag sticker on your vehicle, basically what he's done is, because he's done a double negative, he said basically ethnicity can be a relevant factor to get you detained. Completely against the Constitution. Where on earth do I go with this? Okay, so that's SCrOTUS. Johnson's also frantically backpedaling on the Orange Twerp being an FBI informant, because it's now been disclosed to Mikey of the Little Johnson that to be an informant you had to witness illegal activities. Now, don't worry about this. Doesn't itch, doesn't hurt. I just find once I start researching, it flares up, and it's very much just associated with the energies of what's going on in the world at the moment. Now, the reason why I say I'm a little bit feeling despairing, if you can hear that, that's Bindi. Despairing of humanity at the moment is that it has surfaced, and I'm tossing up whether to release it or not. It has surfaced that the Pentagon, and it is on an official government website, that the Pentagon has had quite a dire warning climate change document report by climate change researchers and professors since 2003. 22 years they've had this report, and yet here we are today talking about the weather, talking about ocean currents, talking about crop devastation due to weather events, drought and excessive flooding, talking about like showing the facts of warming, cooling, you name it. I am tossing up whether to put that on my post page. I think I'll put a link on the post page for those that are interested. But just disclaimer, be warned, it's quite confronting. However, forewarned is forearmed. And here we've got working together, and the opportunity is being presented for a new beginning in regards to disinformation. Humanity is being presented with the opportunity. So it does talk about warming, which then leads to rapid cooling. It talks about water supply altering. Drinking water. It does talk about crop failures, etc. That being said, in the nitty-gritty, we are caught up in the nitty-gritty of things like this SCrOTUS ruling, which is totally, and it was along the usual 6-3 lines, totally against the Constitution that clearly states that people not citizens. People have the right. Okay, where's this going to go? Come on down. Aside from huge protests, where is this SCrOTUS ruling going to go? Temperance. That's an unusual card to come out first. Ball in your court is what I'm getting. Ball in the court of the people, not the court of the Supreme, the corrupt Supreme. Your move. That's what I get here. Your move in response to this ruling. The challenge to it is the Empress card. Now, it can be the Russia card, but what I'm really getting here is the painful birth of something new as the wheel is turning. The new, the divine feminine, birthing something new, and all of us who have been through birth, whichever way it happens, either naturally or through cesarean, which is just another form of natural, we all know it is painful. There's no miraculous in one day out the next, nothing to go through. The challenge is the painful birth. So I'm asking about the SCrOTUS ruling. The energy that's stewing in is the legal end. SCrOTUS has literally called itself irrelevant. With each and every one of these rulings, they are bringing themselves closer to being unrequired. Ten of Swords energy. Stabbed in the back. Betrayed. Legal ending. In the past, the planning that brought us to this point, absolutely. The planning that went on to bring us to this point. And if that doesn't look like an R for a particular country, I don't know what does. And this symbol here is the back to front inspiration, vision, communication, and insight. This symbol here means journey and evolution, but this one's back to front. It is not visionary. It is not inspirational. It is not insightful. This decision. Crowning this reading, it's going to bring about I'm just going to say a fiery new uprising. New uprising with that Ace of Pentacles. And here we've got the Chariot. This is my military card, the military stepping in the immediate future. Remembering, well, I have posted in my post section again a link to a whistleblower who has come forward and said that the Pentagon 100% confirmed that Harris won. There's also a link in my post section showing the live footage from, I believe, Michigan in regards to the vote count, and with 61% of the votes counted, Harris was 1 million votes ahead. She was up towards in that high 60%. Well, actually, I think it was about 61, and the Orange Twerp had 34. I keep getting she got 70% of the actual votes cast. And literally minutes later, the live count, 1 million votes of hers. She went from 2 million and something to just under 2,100,000 to just over 1,100,000. The live count removed nearly 1 million votes from her, at 11:30 approximately at night, flipped them. Or didn't even flip them, just removed them so that the orange twerp won. The Pentagon knows. Disregard Hegseth, disregard the chiefs of staff that the orange twerp put in. The Pentagon has tens of thousands of people that work for it, and they know. We are on a new journey. The Fool, this ruling by SCrOTUS, foolish ruling. But we are in uncharted waters. Okay, thank you. What I'm getting told is that we are in these uncharted waters because the Constitution has gone. It's gone. SCrOTUS is now ruling unconstitutionally. Internally, strength, compassion, rise of the feminine, the strength card. Look at these major arcana for this outcome. And it starts with this inflammatory new messaging that comes out. We are witnessing intense history being made here. Hopes and fears, Four of Wands, being entrapped by the message that's being put out, usually has a White House in the background. The White House finding themselves entrapped by what they're putting out. And we have the outcome, the investigation of the corruption, the Devil card. But if you have a look, you've got the corruption occurring and the investigation happening underneath. The investigation of the corruption. Oh, these are, look at this. Major arcana. The King of Pentacles, we know who that is. We've got the Seven of Cups, smoke, mirrors, poor choices, and the Wheel of Fortune turning on him. I keep getting that, I've been getting it for years now, for those that have been with me for years, that he will be declared an illegitimate president for both terms that he was supposedly in there. The Wheel of Fortune turning. Oh boy, so this SCrOTUS decision is actually bigger than just a mere SCrOTUS decision. Is this announcement galvanizing? Because I think there's a website, I'm not sure quite what it's called. Lena Rodriguez from Tarot Down Under, Dr. Lena, with her Possums for Peace party that I'll be part of. Thank you very much. Fully paid up member. There's a website called rememberyouroath.org, something along those lines. I'm going to have to look it up and post it on my post page. Remember Your Oath. Information coming forward about the voting that will expose everything with the Sun. Page of Pentacles, Sun card. So the Rockland County started a whole lot of people questioning, and now there is more and more information coming out. So this Supreme Court ruling, the Supreme Court ruling is it galvanizing someone or a group within the Pentagon to put things into play? Right. Circles of support, or just a coming together, for all? I'm feeling it is. Because the challenge is the guardrails and boundaries are being broken down with that 9 of Wands there. The guardrails and boundaries are being broken down. At the base, the independent female figure, wealthy in her own right. It's a woman. It's a woman. We always said women, and I'm talking women plural, will bring this regime down. But the energy they're stewing in at the moment is they've got all the information, but they've been sitting back for the moment. That's the energy they're stewing in. There's more than one here too, but that's the energy they're stewing in. In the past, the information being brought forward. Absolutely. Crowning this reading, the nightmare situation, the betrayal, also looks like a certain name down the bottom there, Putin, even though I don't believe he's still going. This is the energy, this is the here and now energy, this is the past, this is the going forward on the other side there. So in the here and now energy, it just takes one more sword to bring about the ending. 9 of Swords, betrayal, stabbed in the back. The immediate future, a lot of information coming out very quickly with that 8 of Wands, and externally we have the Justice card. Now, where's justice going to come from? Because the Supreme Court have basically shown that they're bought and paid for. But justice, it can be divine justice. It doesn't need to be legal justice. This is actions having consequences. 10 of Pentacles internally. I mean, if that doesn't look like a raping and pillaging for the sake of money, but it can also be coming in from overseas. That 10 of Pentacles, legacy, end of an era internally. So is it going to galvanize? Yes, it is. Knight of Swords. Fast movement forward. Harsh truth being brought forward. What's the outcome? Strength. Complacency. And strength in the face of complacency. Complacency about the preciousness of what was not looked at, and the World card, the end coming. 10 of Pentacles, sorry, it's not 10 of Pentacles, it always looks like the 10 of Pentacles. 10 of Swords on the bottom, planting the seeds for the future going forward. A lot of information. The Death card, the betrayal, 5 of Swords, betrayal, deceit, 5 of Wands, defiance in the face of this, and then the Ace of Wands. I'm going to say yes, they are. Haven't got the Chariot card in this reading, but 5 of Wands, the infighting, but the information getting out there. The 5 of Swords, the betrayal. The Death card, something being brought to an end. The 10 of Wands, something being brought to an end. 10 of Pentacles, something being brought to an end. The World card, something being brought to an end. The here and now, the 9 of Swords. There is something, it's one of those we won't know until after the event. This Supreme Court ruling is like the last sword of betrayal in the back. Is this ending coming about because the Supreme Court, well, again, we've got that 3 of Cups, the support, the circles of support, and then we've got the 10 of Pentacles. The ending, the legacy. Is this Pentagon action coming about because the Supreme Court has given their final death blow to the Constitution? Fool, yes. Uncharted waters. Challenged by the Hermit. The introspection, the investigation, the finding the new path forward, operating in the dark. 2 yes cards straight out. 2 major arcana straight out. King of Cups. What Biden put into play in the past. 3 of Pentacles, information coming in. Honor, justice, leadership, authority, the warrior. Now I know this symbol also appears on, is it the 7 of Pentacles? The reaping what you sow, but that one's pointing at the back of somebody. This one is pointing to the higher good. Crowning the Streeting, the Page of Wands, defiance, bringing forward information and defiance, working together to bring this about. The Star, the best of democracy, King of Swords, huge legal action coming forward, hopes and fears, investigation of the corruption, the outcome, the 2 of Pentacles. Where to next? Temperance, ball is in your court, and the Tower card. Tearing everything down, imploding, implosion of the King of Pentacles. Wow. Wow. And then the 10 of Swords. Holy crumbs. And then the Death card. And then treason, betrayal. Oh boy. Yeah. It's almost like this ruling triggers whatever it is, because it has proven that the Supreme Court no longer is there to support and rule on the Constitution. It's almost like, okay, the last check and balance has now been shown to be removed, and it triggers whatever it's triggering. And we will know the process. In hindsight, we'll go, oh, that was it. Okay, let's see how it plays. Love to you all. Take care. Entertainment only. Hang on tight. We're nearly there. Deep breath. Get out in nature. Work on supporting your community. And you can see literally while I'm reading on this, they are getting redder. So once I'm finished, they'll clear up again. Okay, love to you all. Take care.